and near go through every day. In and Bimu. Obi or no da Brabona. I have team and an idiot. I mean, I can say a bit one. Now, and then come to channel. Social media about for FDI by in 18 Subi. A new aquan a dorsal. Near my penny and was so. Now, and they have a share a choir boss a faso. A faso, not a faso. A boy, and I say a tete. Nas a higher brabo. And I say a maya brabo, a tumpo. And tell me war. When you know about one fair for, and I bet me young for. Ah, on my domie, and then it will be Dijmo has say. Yet, yes, I from one performance, so many about them to be part of so Obaso no matter on car. Or bat and Pamisi has say, or bra, Jume dear so any. Social media were quite baby. Ye will Instagram. You were Facebook. High five doesn't you? YouTube. Anyone did also Instagram, Medicaka, and Twitter. And then, yeah, I'm paying for you. And no, it didn't come on. And that WhatsApp. Everywhere say WhatsApp. And so, WhatsApp, and also, and then yes, because I make a comment to me in a now. Am I any pantom? Am I information brain? Am I say phone calls? You know, first a better phone card with transfer Ghana. I mean, I do can say in Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or any the akeka. Until we knew to me trunk come on and your own credit. I was saying also. Now, it being so why they say a dear would be any my church and you may pee. I never go on well to me. I am sure. A home come did you na yeah, say me a young baby, and my chum. Yeah, yeah, Ginasui, yeah, her said the air boy, and I said, Titi, what problem. Ain't the kind of medicama, ladies first, said the kind, and yet me near bar. Abna, or the Bridget, a decent of a can be. Mammy Srimaya, as I was already laughing, Jacka, make a chopa, Miss Ramon. Was there money how not son was here, sitting a new tiano, fine girl. Mammy, Aquaba. It's a say. Me declare me because I'm fine game. Never how I Emma, when you're for Emma on your king and no crab Aquaba. Sana, Mr. Wusu, Sly. Sylvester Stallone, Anna. Aquaba. It did the master some of a domain has say. Now, see, I can't social media. Social media, never medical about so. Oh, how is social media important to you?
I think it's a form of communication.
Okay.
Whether it be mass communication, personal communication, it's just a form of communication.
A form of communication.
In my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me pacho. What's me that say? Me pacho what's way?
Social media, it's when I look at it, I dissect it into two different parts. I look at it on the social level, and I look at it on the media level, because media has been there since a long time, but now the social has been added to it, where you can use that platform to interact with people, and it varies in many ways, as you've already mentioned. So when I think about social media, I think about the social aspect, and I think about the media aspect also.
Thank you. Now, okay. Okay, so first, na kunkuru, then the radio so wireless, and cried the moon wireless. And the wetting was soon. Yami do not say papa with scanners on and maybe with scanner TV no. It be an joke and waiting your source and when you're mobile channel now waiting your share. And so when they be away in Sano, who here said television set me now quite nature no share. And then the BB and they said the media and then the social media boom and all die be died in I back or SM. And we'll be under the SM movement, social media. It's some young who said the social aspect and then the media aspect. Media just say is a medium of sharing information.
Exactly.
And make come for. Don't share and catch you papa in Islam. Say me the big kunkon one of their chame. Now, study the importance of it now. Medical about.
Okay.
Is it time consuming?
Absolutely. It depends on the individual as well, because social media, nobody puts out something for the bad. They always put out something for the good. And for what it was supposed to be doing is actually exceptionally doing it so well that it's taking time away from other things that it should have not taken time away from. So is it time consuming? It depends on the individual, I will say, but
In your opinion?
in my opinion, yes, it is very time consuming because it gives you such a big platform for you to showcase a lot of things, and that's the positive side about it, you know, because it serves a purpose and it is a tool. But it also becomes a distraction. I don't say it as a time consuming, it becomes a distraction because it's like any other tool. The tool is meant to be used. If you take a cutlass and you're going to use it, you can use the cutlass for a good cause. But if you don't use the cutlass properly, it's going to cut you.
Yeti yetimi di dwani pa. Yetimi di bokube. Yetimi di twitwa dwanam. Yetimi ka class na de ne kan yo. Enti sana tu no so social media no so akoye.
Yes.
Enti ne say de opesa wo de ye no. And then our individually no.
Right.
When say ebeku ana say bejo.
Yeah.
No ano. That's it. Mom to asomai.
I agree. It's very time consuming. Even the people who made the apps that we use notice that it's very time consuming. So now I think sometimes when you can look on your Facebook or your Instagram, you'll see that they'll show you a section where you can actually view how many times you've been on the app in a day.
Right.
And then they'll ask you, oh, do you want to limit it? Do you want to have a certain time of the day you want to go on the program, on the app, or a certain time that you don't want to be on the app? So it's very time consuming. If the people who've created the app noticed it, then definitely it's time consuming.
Hey, and I can't remember eja. Maba oni mema be no mo kire yemi wafo yi. O se se okoso baby ko etimi ho e kire. Me de bi o ha me nko kleke so o kire nko akolo ke ma de na ma. Etimi kire o se aha o ta ba ha do. Ko fu bu ha ne be bi o mo ye ni wo ho no. Aha e be bo yira ma ye. Etimi kire o se o hwa omo a be manage am so they give you the option to manage it. So the bear bibi a hia wo se fofra wo bear o ma ho de bia fa ho me nchi mu da nya nko ane ye ma o mesra mo ya ye da ho no ye pa mo chewa ya mo limit no ma ye wo de ye adwuma dia different but say me adwuma nko ade a mesra pa ana limit no komo ne do so yo se yate eno ho ase importance in time consuming. Next one. So how do you manage medical process? How do you manage social media with your daily life?
I'll give the time that I was in school as an example. School takes up a lot of time. You're busy, up and down, going to classes, clinicals, different things that you have to do. So when social media plays a part in the sector of your education, it becomes a problem because you're on your phone, you're on Instagram daily. You're trying to study for a test. I need to go here, I need to do this. But you're on the phone doing everything, you're procrastinating. So it consumes your time. It lays you back and you just become like, okay, what am I doing? Am I giving this too much time? Am I just not focusing? But as humans, we don't understand that these things have become a part of us.
It is.
It's literally, we're like, I can't find my phone for a second. It's like we're shaking and we're going left.
Oh, we are seeing that by end.
Everything's going to end. So it's something that's like really almost like damaging.
So how do you manage?
How do I manage it? I try to sometimes delete the apps. I'm just being honest. I delete the app. I would delete Facebook. I would delete Instagram. 2 months, 3 months, I won't be on it. Honestly speaking, I won't be on it. I won't go anywhere near the apps. And then when I feel as if, okay, my time is a little bit free, I have more time on my hand, then I'll upload it again. But if I feel as if, okay, this is this is hindering anything that I'm doing, I'll delete the apps. I've done it several times, then I'll just put it back on.
Wow.
Honestly speaking.
More I am with days and we'll be deleting. That's an option too. Wait for people to know hold. A change was a muscle. If I should send also managing.
Honestly speaking, I haven't even had the guts to actually delete my social media, but what I tend to do is that I'm not on a lot of social media because knowing myself is number one thing is you have to know yourself. Know yourself through and through. Like there are people you can't delete it. Like she said, without your phone, you feel like sometimes it's sad that you hear a ding and then you get excited. You hear like something, anything makes you. Sometimes even a beep, like 2 minutes pass and nothing is happening, no action on your phone, and you're like, what's going on? I'm supposed to be lit. Something's supposed to happen, and then it becomes more of an anxiety issue. So what I do is I restrict myself. So I'm not on Instagram, I'm not on Twitter, I restrict myself to Facebook. Because like I'll go back to using myself as an example. When I was in school, the only one that I was on, I never joined High Five. When High Five came, I was on MySpace. I have to say that. I was on MySpace, but I only joined MySpace because of college. Because there were materials that we were communicating it through MySpace. And once the material was over, for a moment, I saw it as a distraction because, you want to be part of the popular kids. You want to know what's going on. So then you join it. But once I saw that, and people were telling me, "Oh, listen, there's a new one out there. It's Facebook." Then that's when Facebook came
about.
We
transited.
And everybody, if you ask me right now, my password for MySpace, I can't even tell you because I just boycotted it and jumped on Facebook. Once I jumped on Facebook, then I said there's a Twitter, there's an Instagram. I'm like, whoa, pump your brakes. Because knowing myself, I'm a visual learner. So I like to see things. So if something is right in front of me, I would want to watch it. So the more I limit myself, if I'm restricted to one, I'm fine.
You're fine. Okay, thank you. Know yourself. That's the key.
Yeah.
Know yourself. Or when I say wow. Now when I say, and what's the wisdom idea? But on social media. Oh, penny and I see a piece amount. When I push idea. Or can be fairly bad. Can see you? If I'm choke. Let's manage our time wisely.
Sure.
Next question. About so first.
Sure.
Do you? Okay, so when you can't count, but I just want you to reemphasize on that. Do you have to be on every social media platform?
Absolutely not.
Every app will be on.
Absolutely not.
Nah.
Absolutely not. I mean, do you have to be? No.
Send that. Not to cut you right there.
Right.
But you're trying to catch up with everything because something that might be on Instagram that's not going to be on Facebook.
Right.
And to know, don't you think that you're missing something?
Okay. There is this thing that's out there, and I know most people know it. They call it FOMO, like the fear of missing out. What is it going to add to your life, and what is it going to take away from you? You have to ask yourself, if I know this thing, does it add to me, or does it take away from me? Because if I take an hour and I read a book, or I read something, the material I just picked up is going to add to my life. But if I waste the same hour listening to music or whatever I might be doing on social media, if the thing is not adding to you, then it's automatically taken away from you. Because you're saying, how does it impact you? So if something is impacting you, it has to impact you positively or negatively. So if it's not giving you anything positive in return, that means it took something away from you. And as a person, as a whole, when you wake up, you're a whole human being. Whatever you do in 24/7 either takes away from you or add to you. So to answer your question, I think you don't have to be at all. Use it as the tool that it is to add to you, not take away from you.
Okay, thank you. Wait a minute, I'm say God bless you guys. Okay, and I'm okay.
Thank you, Sama.
Okay, but I've been also used that question on mommy.
I agree. You don't necessarily have to have all of the platforms. They're all the same if you really, really look at it. Facebook is Instagram. They all own each other. Twitter is almost like Facebook because you're just expressing yourself. You can through language, through pictures. Snapchat.
Emojis.
It's literally the same thing, but it's because society. We are all trying to fit in. We're trying to be cool. We're trying to, okay, this person has this, so
all your friends are, transiting.
But we never think about it. It's all the same thing. It's literally the same app. Facebook literally encompasses everything. That Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, they're all the same thing. So I'm just saying, if it has to be just one,
let's have that one.
Let's have that one. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Also experience you never know be a video comment out by passing or be impacted. We're trying to help each other. Next question. How has social media affected your private life?
How has it affected my private life? Generally speaking, I can't say it has impacted my personal life, but I've seen it impact other people's personal life. We tend to sometimes forget. We get really excited. Oh, I have this, so I'm going to post it and share it to everyone. Oh, I just did this. Oh, I just finished school. I just did that. I'm just going to post it and let everyone see it. We don't necessarily see how other people are watching us, how other people feel about the things we post. Not necessarily that, we should care or we should, have too much, guilt. Oh, maybe somebody's watching or doing anything, but we don't necessarily think about how whatever we post stays on the internet. Number one, never goes away. Number two, people are watching us daily. Corporate, you can go to a job and they will ask you sometimes, do you have a Facebook account? Do you have a Twitter? Do you have this? Because they want to make sure that you're not exposing them to those type of different media outlets. So it hasn't necessarily impacted me, but I've seen other people who have gone to job interviews that haven't even gotten it because of what
Social
other
media
yes, I've seen that several times in the corporate world. I see people share, people post up pictures of relationships. And then, unfortunately, sometimes when it goes wrong, they have to backtrack. It's very complicated. So it's very complicated. So you have to be really careful about what you post. I necessarily haven't really been affected because sometimes I'm not necessarily the most private person, but I don't, share.
You're not out there like that too.
Yeah, like I will go there. I'll watch what's going on, but you're not gonna get too much of me. It'll just be And
when it comes to Bridget, you're cool running. Yeah, you're baby. It's just somehow.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It has to be like that. You can't necessarily always want to
expose
yourself because we are growing.
You want people to know. Say, hey, this is what's happening.
But you're not. How do I say this? You're getting older. You're not getting younger. So you have to make sure that. Oh, there be, but in some way, who said one day, you look back and say, hey,
yes,
Bridget, what was I doing? What was I thinking? You have to think about those things, but
thank you. It was funny.
Okay. I mean, just to add to what she said, many people forget that before social media, we interacted with one another, and then we communicated with one another. And way back, I'm an '80s baby, so way back in the '80s, you go in and say, go talk to your friend, go socialize with your friend, go do this, And the more social media takes part in our life, the more numb we become to being able to interact with one another. That's the first thing. But again, going back to my definition that I said, is social, the act of interacting with one another. You have to understand that first before it's a media. So the media creates that platform for you to be able to expand your horizon. But the thing that most people forget is that it starts with you first, because it's your social. It's yours. It's not just, people think it's worldwide, but it's you.
That's your information.
It's your information.
Yes.
So whatever you present, it's you. You are presenting you. So whatever you post is a representation of you. So if I'm communicating with her, and whatever I'm showcasing is how she's going to perceive me. So whatever you post is the same thing how they're going to perceive you. Most people don't look at it from that.
Domino effect.
Yeah, it's a domino effect. So yes, you have a bigger platform, but you're still you. So your platform, nothing goes on your platform unless you authorizes it. Unless maybe, I don't know how it is. Even if somebody tags you, exactly, that's when I say somebody's. So whatever you allow to appear on your platform, you authorized it. So it is you. You can't say, I didn't do this, because it's on your platform. So being very mindful of it, in a sense of how it has impacted me in that way. I can say I've always, like I said, I'm somebody I'm a visual learner. You can tell me, if you speak to me, I catch it like that. If you show me something, I catch it like that. If you ask me to read something, I'll read it, but I'll be quick to watch something. So I've watched, like I said, in school, even presently now, I watch a lot of videos, I watch a lot of seminars, I watch a lot of podcasts, which it takes hours of my life, but at least I get something out of it. Not to say that I'm always, listen, I'm not a saint. I'm not always getting positive. Sometimes it's been a major distraction. I have skits that I watch in my head is distressing me. I'm decompressing. But then afterwards, one decompressing from 1 hour becomes two. Two becomes three. Then I have to catch myself and say, yo, you've just been on this thing for 3 great hours. So do I get more benefit out of it than the negative? Yeah, but I'm still a victim.
Okay, so
That's what I'm saying.
So okay, so when it comes to you now, Mr. Wilson, it's affected you
Yeah, it has. I mean,
negatively, positively.
both. Both.
Yeah, it's always going to be.
Yeah, I find it fun.
Yeah. 50-50.
And that's a tea bread fun. And a wheat bread and that's a brown bread.
Oh, brown
It
bread.
be a brown bread.
Brown bread.
Yeah. If I were maybe I show questions now you busan also no experience because we have younger audience
Yeah.
watching.
Okay.
They might not be watching now, they watch later. It's maybe a baby or bit no, and a baby or bit cano. It'll go a long way in their lives. To make sure most women and Temonka. You guys merge the effect and the impact together.
Okay.
Internet. Let's skip the next question now. Call. Did you know?
Right.
Did you know the potential of social media when you first started using it?
No, I don't think I had a grasp of the power it has. You know, because I just saw it as something new that everybody is on it. So let's see what it's all about. And the more I understand and the more I evolved, you know, again, it's how you see it. It's everything in life. It's how you perceive it. You know, like somebody would tell you that if I give you a glass of water and it's half full, you can look at it and say the water is not full. And somebody can also look at it like at least it's not empty. You get my point.
Yep.
So that's how it's opinions. So when I got into it, I didn't get into it like, okay, this is a great thing or this is the most dangerous thing. But as you evolve as a person, again, it goes back to the self.
Yeah, individual.
How is this thing benefiting me? You always got to ask yourself, how is this thing benefiting me? We are on social media. What we are doing is on social media. So yes, I'm using it for my benefit. But then there's always a merit and a dismerit about something in it. So ask yourself,
Pros and cons.
Yeah.
Maybe
look at it from that standpoint. That's all that matters. Because we're not here to bash social media, but we want you to understand there are always pros and cons about everything in life. If the pros outweighs the cons, go for it. If you know, it's just so it always goes back to yourself. Weigh it. Go back to yourself. This is the life I want to live. How is this thing going to play a part in my life? That's it.
If I should get the answer correct, and you didn't know the potential it had, but later, no.
I understood what I got myself into.
And then you lived around it. The time
I'm still
around
doing it.
Still doing it.
If I said I lived around, that means I mastered it. No, I'm still. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Pachomenka baby kakra wa say. For so hene oga. I say guys, good job. Thank you. Nah, Patrick Akon, I say I'm with you guys. Thank you. For so hene asa baby, I say we support you guys. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Nah, yes, that's what so no. Next question. What were your initial thoughts on social media? Oh, wait, sorry.
No problem.
The impact.
No, did you, okay, my memory question. Did you know the potential of social media when you first started using it?
No, not at all. I think the very first one that I had was like High Five. Yes, the High Five. That was the very first one that I had, High Five. No one was thinking about, how this will one day have maybe replicas of different apps that we're all just going to communicate on. We were just there just to pick friends, talk to them, chat after school, come home. No one was thinking about social media the way it is right now.
I can't wait to talk. Thank you. That takes me way back.
Yes.
How you couldn't wait to have much friends. And then it was a battle. Like, who's got the most friends?
Yes,
Right.
It was just something that you wanted.
High five, Mepacho. What kind of accounts?
I will not remember at all. Years and years ago.
Years ago. You're too quiet for you. I say, yeah, baby, before from. Okay, into the next question. I'm about so now yet. What were your initial thoughts on social media?
Initial thoughts, as an initial from the starting stages.
Yes. when you're joining? Okay,
When I
so
was joining.
potential, you didn't really know, but just
Yeah,
everyone was going
mainly
there.
just to have friends. This was just to communicate with people. Maybe you, for example, the church that we go to, we have friends that are outside of the state, different states outside of New Jersey. You want to see them on social media, see what's going on. Not necessarily be in their business, but you just want to have that closeness
Communication.
until you guys meet again. So it wasn't necessarily, oh, this is gonna one day be like a platform where it was just mainly just communicate, chat with your friends, come from school. Just
So something fun.
like a
to
playground for
occupy
like
younger-
older teenagers. Yeah.
Mepacho also there. Thank you.
I think I had an idea because I saw it firsthand how it impacted people, because I saw the time consuming. It was taking time away from a lot of people that I know. So I told myself, I'm not going to be one of these people. And the funny thing that I always realized that you never should or could people that you shouldn't have done this, you couldn't have done this. Like in life, don't ever should or could a person. Because it's like, I was there and I saw the time that it took away from the very people that I know. So I'm like, this thing is never going to do that to me. And then one picture went up. Then I got a comment. And another picture went up. Let's be realistic.
You're all in,
And then I
right?
got a comment. And I'm like, oh, this thing is actually really cool. And then another picture went up. And then I got a comment. And then before I knew it, the first picture got another comment. So you're like, and everybody
You
loves
trending.
compliments.
Yes.
Why
Yeah,
you cool?
exactly.
Big guy on the block, yeah.
So you're like, wow, this thing is cool. Then it's like, you didn't know that you had something like that inside of you. Because when you weren't in it, you were shooting and cutting people, telling people, oh, this is, you shouldn't be spending too much time, you shouldn't be doing that. But until you're into something, it's easier for you to judge somebody when you're not struggling with what they're struggling with. Do you get my point? So you can sit back and say anything you want. But once you're in it, you're like, whoa. So I had to catch myself, like literally catch myself and say,
Your boy, my nigga.
exactly. Yo, pump your brakes, pump your brakes,
Pump
your brakes,
there.
pump your brakes. So I was like, whoa, because when the comment starts coming, and the
What
most,
for you,
Feel
huh?
great about yourself.
listen,
You're like,
there is this thing that we all enjoy compliments right now because hey, I won't fit.
Yay, more five.
Yeah, you get it. You get the point. We all enjoy compliments. So once they start flowing, it begins to, you see yourself in a different light, which is a good thing, but can be a major distraction if care is not taken. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Na obi di bibia, abna obi ato bibia ba wa ha say oga itwa ba wa ha say men kan. I say see by guy lady Bridget. High five. Wasinu. High five na kai. And Henry Taibo Boache. Great work. Thank you. It has been. It's my patron de so me twen anim kwan. Yes, Ramo. Ye pese ready from months or so because ye pese etemo de enso. Ye pese ete pantimada. Oba no aka bibia mai na yenso yato so ya fe free ho. Let me revisit me patron even not to get personal, but
Right.
it's just for fun. What was the first social media platform you ever got on?
MySpace.
MySpace.
Yeah.
Okay. So high five MySpace. Which one came first?
I think it was more
High
so
Five came
High Five.
first.
High
High
Five
Five.
was really, High Five was there first. Yeah.
High five. Okay. Thank you. So, mommy fans. So, mommy, patron me that. Okay, yeah, personal. You say, what did you? Okay, my patron Sylvester, my also.
Okay.
What do you enjoy most, posting or watching others' pages?
Both. It's 50-50.
Most.
Most. Posting. Because I've used it as a platform to do my first love. My first love is
Writing?
obviously speaking about the Word of God. That's my first
Oh, yes.
love. Yes. So I've used it in many ways to spread the gospel or my understanding of the gospel. And I believe the gospel is one, truth is one. So it's given me an opportunity to share the Word of God, which I wouldn't have been able to do that or reach many people if I had people, email me, text me, tell me how much impactful the messages have been and all that. So I enjoy posting because if I'm able to touch just one single life with a positive word or a message from the scriptures, great. but you take from it as much as you give to it. And I can't tell you how many people have impacted my life. Just sometimes people just saying just amen to what you just say, you know, because sometimes we all have our fragile moments, you know, and when we're fragile and you just hear somebody say, it could be something as simple as God has never forgotten you. And somebody just saying it not just for you, but you happen to be scrolling it. And then you see it and it impacts your life tremendously. And then you see somebody say amen, or you hear testimonies, you hear these things. But what I enjoy doing, to answer your question, is posting. But I can't tell you how much impactful it has been to me just seeing people's posts. I just want to leave it right there. Don't dig too much.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes, I agree with Sylvester 100%. Sometimes, you know, you might be having a bad day, you're down, you're just not in the mood. Go on social media, just see this. It might be something that doesn't even have to do with you being happy, but just that little one video you watch, it just brighten up your whole day. Take you like from 0 to 100. You're just like you're better. You're just better at one point. Yeah.
Okay, and then is that yours is the other side because he enjoys posting and you enjoy watching.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's know what you be.
Yeah,
what you be. Okay, 80. Next question. So far, so good. I like the responses, watching and posting. One thing, listen, and there's something. This is just me. If I'm child, it's not about me, but it's just me right now. If you're depressed, if you're having a bad day, why don't you just go on social media? Make them for social media now. Obekwa ko share video bia. Trust me. You and I'm hoping to say that now by what you say okwa ko share video. Nyame ma unko hu video bia it will actually bring your spirit down more. But a bit uplift too. And I said, do be cool baby for. Because me, I watch some videos, I'm like, why? Me, I get depressed.
Really?
I do. I don't know. I don't know if I'm using the right word. But
Okay.
I have my moments that I go down as well.
Right.
But I go on social media, I'm like, the word cannot be that bad. So, yeah, Arsenal.
Right.
Okay. I mean, okay. If you could change the question, if you could change one thing about social media culture, what will it be? Are you ready?
Yeah.
One.
The like button. The like button on Facebook, on Instagram. The like button everywhere. To like people's pictures. Because you know what? Self-esteem. I could post a picture. I might think the picture might be the best thing. I might not get the likes that I want. I might not feel too good about myself. And these are things that people experience. But then someone might put up a picture, you know, that's like, it's not even that, but then people are just,
likes.
And maybe unnecessary posts, and people are just liking it away. It does things to people's self-esteem. So I wish sometimes we took that like away. Just look at the pictures and go about your business. I wish that like button wasn't there. Self-esteem, because a lot of young people today, they feed off of that. Likes are important to them, especially females. On the female side, you might put up a picture, you might think, oh, maybe I want to get this certain amount of likes. You don't get it, and it's like, oh, maybe I don't feel. People feel good when they go on social media. They don't want to feel that, like I'm, you know. So that's one thing I would definitely change. The like button, just do away with it.
That's a wish if you could change something.
If I could.
Okay, as a woman, as a female, I mean, so you know how many photos we take. I show my
the whole film.
It's not one like here. First of all, one like here. One like this, one like it in the right way. Now, oh, hit the like button. They say emojis are but now
no game.
No, this one the ha. Hello. It's just think about it, because in crabby brains.
Oh yeah.
Suicide's a cause
Definitely.
And in crabby brain more hurt you more because of likes.
Yes.
That's a good one. Thank you. So who's the final answer?
It's, I would say, again, I'm not really well versed in it, so I can't say if this thing is already on or not. It's like the filtering expert to be able to filter it. There are many places when you go, the curse words are raw, and it becomes the norm. We become numb to it, you know, because there are people that I know that can not say 5 sentences without using an A
something.
as whatever the case might be. You get my point? I told a friend of mine, I'm like, listen, if you're able to say 5 sentences without cursing, I'll give you my paycheck. He couldn't do it.
Wow.
He could not do it. And also, like the X-rated stuff, you know, yes, and I say this respectfully, don't post dumb stuff. Because if you post dumb stuff, it's a reflection of you. Because people respond to dumb stuff. And because of popularities, people post dumb stuff. And when dumb stuff starts from saying something stupid to nudity to the craziest thing you can possibly. But they forget that because social media doesn't have a check of are you 18 and above or whatever the case might be, these materials, young kids have access to it. I don't know if you get my drift.
Even if they did have it,
right?
We'll be able to make creativity
any account. Right. You understand? So it's like
It's accessible.
The accessibility of it is so vast that I'm pleading, and it's not. I'm pleading that if you're listening, do not post dumb stuff.
Papa Sly, my pa. You'll be supposed to be mindful of what you're posting.
Right.
And yes, I like seeing and then they would ditch and I said,
right.
You be an audit. So, yo, thank you. We be about I say, focus point to the question about Pachamen Kaya and then so the Kaya and one be right. And so before we go to the next question, I'd like to know, can social media break up a relationship?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt.
So it's a yes, and why?
Yeah, I can tell you can break up a relationship. The thing is, people like, listen, let's be real, for goodness sakes. People feel like I'm strong. I'm not a jealous type. God is jealous. Yeah. So we're humans and we're jealous. So if you post a picture or if you do something that is questionable, you create an unnecessary friction in your relationship. Just be real. Like, imagine if you were in a relationship with somebody, right? And then you post just an innocent picture, but you're standing with somebody in a very questionable state. It could be purely innocent. Listen.
But wrong
position, wrong spot.
Do you understand? And then you're gonna have your significant person ask you questions that shouldn't have been that in the first place. And when you stop posting, one thing that I want to stress about is we all go through emotions.
Feelings.
Yes. So don't post something which is permanent, because people forget that once you post it, it's permanent. So then you make a permanent.
Even if you delete it now,
right?
So
you make a permanent decision on a temporary feeling. You're feeling bad. Your significant other pissed you off. Men ain't this, that, women are that. You just said that moment because you were feeling that at that moment. But when
social media, besides say, what are you doing or what do you feel?
What's the feeling and everything?
Yeah.
But you have to understand. What I'm saying is that sometimes when you're going through your emotions, don't be quick to react, because whatever you posted there is for everything. So when you make a permanent decision over a temporary feeling, let's say if you're having an argument with your significant other, you're pissed, and when you're angry, you say stuff to her. If you square these things out and you guys are fine again, can you go back and take those words back? You can't.
Hey. Yo, it's Manuesi. Thank you. That was a good one.
I cannot stress enough. What do you say? It's just on point, 100%. 100%. I think it all falls down to, I guess, the respect you have, in your relationship. Period.
Okay. But question. We have a private life and then a social life and then the media. Do you think that is it appropriate? And I say, is it what do you mean about your mom? But if you're having an argument with your significant other, Now, okay, let's say if you're in an argument to be asked, but what post will be keke? If you're going to baby now repost here. Oh, must your significant other not take it to heart? Because I said, wouldn't it mean to know? Like you're attacking me on social media, you're doing this to me. Is it fair? And is it appropriate? Because you should have your private life. This is social life. Intimate say, or who say, what could you be? How must that affect your private life?
Okay. First things first, if you're in a relationship with somebody,
if you're
in a relationship with somebody, one of the things that I encourage, I'm not saying you should do it, don't take my word. I'm just encouraging it's transparency. Because without transparency, there's no trust. Did you get my point? Because in order for me to understand, I can't know you completely, but I can know you enough to say I trust you. So if you give me the transparency, irrespective of whatever picture I see, because I trust you, I won't question you. Because there shouldn't be my life. This is my life. How many lives do you have?
Well, you have a social life and a private life.
No. Let's look at it. How many lives do you have?
Just one.
Yes. So how can that one life be divided into many?
It's just like the tree planted by the water. You have many branches.
No. But the branches goes back to the roots. You have to look at it from that standpoint. So if you say this is my social life and this is my, it's one thing to say this is my, but if I have transparency with somebody I'm with, irrespective of whatever picture they see, even if they're not happy about it, they can approach me and just ask me, oh, what happened here? You get my point? I can completely explain it. But if the person doesn't completely trust me, that's when the person becomes anxious. What's going on? Questions starts rising in their head, and they come at you. It's like, yo, what is this? This and that and that. But if there is that transparency, I'm not saying if you're in a relationship and not married, don't get me wrong. If you're in a relationship, you still keep some limitations because the person can easily walk away. Do you understand? But I'm saying if you're beyond I do,
I do need
then transparency,
yes.
But at least if you're still with somebody, maintain some independence, because that's what I preach, that if you're with somebody, maintain some independence just in case if it doesn't work, you can easily walk out intact.
Marriage is quite okay. Not a what I say. We need preface.
Yeah, so I encourage transparency and I encourage mutual respect.
Thank you.
I think it also boils down to what Sylvester said about feelings. We shouldn't expose ourselves too much to the world, too much to a point where we take everything to the world. Every single thing that happens to us, we're pushing it out there. Something there's an argument, we're pushing it out there. People are feeding off of these things. There are people waiting for your downfall. People are waiting to see you break down. So I think it all boils down, like I said, respect. And if you have respect for yourself, you have respect for your significant other. There's no way that you have an argument with them that you're gonna go post whatever
on social media.
Yeah, I think that's what it boils down to, is the respect that you have for yourself and the other person.
I want to add to something that she said. I have to, you just said something, and indirectly I want to say something like that. As we sit here, we all have people of influence. We have influence on people. There are people that look up to us.
Yes.
So whatever you're doing, whoever is looking up to you, you're influencing that person, whether you know it or not. So whatever you post, if somebody's looking up, a lot of people look up to you. A lot of people look up to you. So it's like, oh, if they did it, then it's okay for me to do it.
That's true.
But maybe at that point in time, you were in your fragile moment, and you said something in your fragile state, forgetting that whoever is looking up to you is seeing it as no.
Thank you guys. See, yeah, church maybe Mr. Oma who can see the big crowd say, and say did you marry the baby? Yeah, men can be big and free her. But I could be dear Mr. Oma means a mean kind, meaning do they buy it. I'm having issues with my phone. But Georgina bought my destined dear back. I say hello to my real people, Nana and Bridget. Oh, more fans. I am a Tana. Sana efa baby also say efia adepa no efa menono ade ade edamwase na yet was no aka be say said 20 questions, but okay. And my boy, when I'm buying, how often do you check your updates on social media?
My updates. I'm not a big fan of Facebook as much. So I don't go on Facebook.
Whatever social media.
Oh, maybe I don't. You know, I don't ask myself these questions, so this is something I have to really think about.
What did you know me?
Yeah, get back to
Very
me.
frequent.
Very frequent, like
Very
every
frequent.
hour.
I was not gonna lie, very frequent. I only have WhatsApp and Facebook. But
Emails and so can
if you want to add those as part of that, but regardless of what it is, I'm mostly on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's where I get most of my, like I said, the podcast and the informational thing. But when it comes to my WhatsApp, I'm in a lot of groups, like a lot of, we have the Ebenezer Ghana Senior Youth Group. We have many groups that are very, very active. So I can't sit here and lie and say I barely touch it. It's on the free. Sometimes I can look at it twice within 30 minutes. And again, it goes back to the thing I'm about to look at. Is it going to add to me or is it going to subtract to me? There's been instances when I looked at it, I'm like, really? Oh, no, let's be real. Like I put some like, really? And there's been moments where I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is
Something that's going to impact.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I
agree with him. Most frequently, yeah.
Okay.
Using it as much.
Okay. So, the next question. Would you rather live alone in the countryside or live in the city? City, no. Countryside near baby. Yeah, take your home cry. I say, they come baby you for you. You don't continue cry. I say, no, dear. Unya. Social media. Baby, away from social media. And that's what we person bet na crokesim. We bank cry and I say baby na on social media ne. We access to social media. So basically asking if you could do without social media.
No, I think I can, but I'm not gonna sit here and say it's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that because I've had a taste of it. It's a little thing. Once you have a taste of something, you cannot just sit and say I'm gonna go cold turkey. Would I rather live in a place where I don't have access to if I'd never actually got into it? And yes, because I took a trip to the Amish world. Beautiful way to live. But because they've never had a taste of what we've seen, to them, they're content with it. Do you understand? And when you're content with something and you don't know something, it's just great. And we've seen the dangers of it, so it's like, listen, you good. It's like an adult telling a kid, you good. But the kid doesn't understand it. But the adult is saying, you good. So to answer your question, now that I know what I know, I would desire to live there. But I think it's going to be like, I'm like pulling tooth. The desire is there. But I'd rather say, I should have something, live in the city, but they should put limitations on my access to it. That's the truth. That's the gospel truth.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. We can have the city life and everything, but we just have that cut off. Hey, you can do this, you can't do that. I think that will help us. We'll know how to program our time, know how to delegate things. We'll be more equipped to, knowing ourselves, knowing the people around us, and stop focusing on what other people are doing.
So you need self-discipline.
Definitely.
Just know yourself and what will help you. Okay, well dear, and the internet in TV. And the baby see her say nah, Michelle, baby can crabia Obeka a day active on Ashefo.
About the program itself or in
the
general?
Program in general, BB episode, a foot episode, the mat at for.
Okay, what would I would say, this would be mainly for the younger kids. Well, I'm young too, but mainly for younger kids. Let's try to prioritize our time. Try to avoid using social media as a self-esteem booster. Let us try to love ourselves first than loving what someone loves about us. It's more important to love yourself first than think about what someone likes about you. I think that's the most important thing, self-love. That's what I want to leave with everyone. If you have that, you have everything.
Self-love. Me, I love myself. If I should be besides it, is the lady married? Hey, me pamucho. If I'm a show, yes, show. I know they're backstage.
We're talking about social media.
Social media, send me a can of about show. And there was sleeping in Michelle.
What I would say also is that, first of all, thank you guys for having us. This has been a great pleasure.
It was a pleasure having you.
The thing people have to understand is that what the likes you get are just opinions. The people don't know you. You get my point? If somebody says you look great or you look cute or you look smart, are you smart? That's the question you have to ask. Am I smart? Because it's just an opinion of the person of you. And opinions only become facts when you are what you understand who you truly are. Because when I liked your picture, it was that moment that I liked it. That particular moment. It doesn't mean that I like you as an individual. It was that captured moment. So the idea of what people say or people do or the comments, they are all opinions of people of you. But the thing is, what do you take from it? So social media is a great tool. But with any tool, it can be used for good or it can be used for bad. Ask yourself, is it taking away from you or is it adding to you? And be the judge.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
I
you.
guess you're born a tough mama. The WBS. If I was Simon, I do shout out to us. Now you shout out to me. Not what endorse the A2 TV.
Okay, let me first endorse you guys. A2 TV. You've been a great cast. Thank you for having us. Thank you for even allowing us to be here. So we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Give a shout out to my family, my mom, my sister, my dad, my extended family, everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone. I don't know anybody. I don't have any specific people. Everyone. Shout out to everybody.
The Patameka Bibi Kakra say, I joy your boy, mommy. I see you all did well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, me sure you that's a P. Nah, the Pacho Sylvester Friday and twice on.
I mean, A2 TV is, it's been a pleasure. I have to say, it's been a really, really great pleasure being here and being able to showcase or tell my truth, because it's a pleasure to be able to breathe, because we don't have platforms to speak our truth. So this is more like a platform. So if anybody's been asked to come to A2 TV to share their truth, please don't hesitate. Just come in and speak your truth. Because you're allowed to speak your truth, no hesitation, no editing. Everything is great. Shout out to my wife. The love of my life. She's holding me down.
Nice.
My parents. My parents. First and foremost, the good Lord Almighty, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. My family, friends. I mean, I can't have this saying. I teach you so everybody who's impacted my life in any way, shape, or form. God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
If I see me, you'll be events Nana Kojude, but it's very great and insightful contributions. I'm really enjoying the program. Thank you. If I be your boss, say haha, it's social. Once you're on social media,
you're there. Once you're there, you're there.
David, say very educative. Good job, guys. Be blessed.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Now, the Pacho, so once when I say baby will have it to me day aboa. Feel free. You will contact me number what we say. We do call-ins too. It is that's a baby one say home person or type. We do also type maybe and what they want to put across when to me and share in Sunday. Until friends who are you be fan now unsubscribe to any of our channels and Pacho. Just go and subscribe. Now for YouTube and so A2 TV, Mr. Just click us on my Papa, educative, entertainment, just be yourself, just like my brother had mentioned. You wouldn't be under any duress.
Right.
Just be yourself.
Express
Flow.
yourself the way you
Be
want.
free. It's no boy. Now what you're saying? You best only moshia. You best say she be bra. Jumedi so Saturday the ads and everybody know who the airport the ban. Mr. Just stay with us. Now you know we come on. You know about busia idea. Edamase be. I am host back. Pet about Tampa. If you ditch more, well, that technical team. No mama Karina. It will be the asset. Supporters make up for the My senior, my boss.
Evans, it make
Yeah,
up
me sure
artist.
be there. And then my husband, mama, Jumedi.